Tonight only on 4, she's out of a car and $17,000, and she's warning you to beware. The Louisville, Kentucky woman says she was robbed by a thief from the St. Louis area. The troubles come from posting her car on Craigslist to sell. News 4's Emma Hogue reports on the scam alert.
I've been posting it both on Facebook, Auto Trader ads I've paid for.
But when Brandy Uter's 2010 Chevy Camaro wouldn't sell, she turned to Craigslist. Days later, a buyer from Imperial, Missouri agreed to make the 300-mile drive to get it.
They were just asking me questions that any normal buyer would ask about the specifics on the car, why I was selling it.
Uter says the buyer signed the paperwork and paid with a cashier's check that seemed legit.
It had security codes on it that weren't supposed to be bypassed. It had an embossed stamp on it as well,
along with bank information and a VIN number. She says the man asked her to remove the Craigslist ad several times before he left. She cashed the check, but 3 days later, it bounced, leaving her furious and out $17,000.
I felt extremely violated.
Uter, a former military police officer, filed a police report and started investigating on her own. Turns out that buyer was reselling her car in St. Louis on Craigslist.
It was listed in Springfield, Illinois. The GPS tag was located to St. Louis.
She noticed a second ad also created out of St. Louis. Uter called the numbers listed on the ads, but no one answered. We called too, but couldn't get through.
I haven't really been able to sleep.
So let's say you're shopping for a car or another item on a buy and sell site like Craigslist. How can you tell if it's stolen? Well, we took that question to police.
It's very hard to spot.
Sergeant Nicole Priest urges sellers to only accept cash or go to the bank with the buyer to ensure the check clears. When in doubt, make the exchange at a local police department.
Most criminals aren't going to want to show up to the police department if they're selling stolen merchandise.
I've been really on the hunt myself, trying to find these people.
Uter traced this photo on one of the ads back to an H&R Block in Indiana. A nearby gas station caught the man she says she sold it to on surveillance inside the store, her Camaro parked right outside.
I would love to have my car back.
And if nothing else, Uter hopes others learn from her experience.
I know I'm not their first victim.
In St. Louis,
I'm hoping I could be their last.
Emma Hogue, News 4.